Hello everybody, it's a lovely sunny day today, isn't it? Have you been out and about today, enjoying the sunshine? Well, Riley had. He went out today. Shall we see what he's been up to? And this week's story is called Reilly and Grandad Ken. Dad's hair was growing. In fact, Riley had never seen Dad with such long hair. It was normally short and neat, and Mum said he had more lotions and potions for his hair than she did. But right now, it was at that in-between stage when it was starting to grow down over his ears and curl up at the back. It was weeks since the barber shops had closed, so everyone was kind of looking the same. Riley wasn't bothered, in fact he was glad. He absolutely hated having his hair cut. He thought it hurt. Well, a little bit anyway. And it made you all itchy and scratchy for ages. He was pleased that his visits to the hair-cutting shop were postponed. He simply pushed his dark curly hair out of his eyes when he wanted to see, and he hid behind his fringe when he didn't. But Dad's hair was strange. It had went all kind of wiry and bushy. Mum said she would cut it for him, but he laughed and said, "No way." He might not have many places to go, he said, but if Mum cut his hair, he would be staying in the house, definitely. Mum said, well, the offer was there and went about sorting herself out. Riley had always thought Mum had shiny blonde hair, but apparently it was really quite silver in places. Really weird. Being at home with Mum and Dad was okay, but Riley was getting bored now. He had made dens, he made tents, he'd baked cookies and cupcakes, he painted rainbows, watched TV, and had movie nights with popcorn. But he still wished it was time to get back to normal and asked Mum every day when that would be. One day, when Riley was feeling particularly bored, Dad said he had a treat for him. He said they were going to visit Grandad Ken. And not only were they going to visit him, they would take the bus to get there too. Riley was so happy. He absolutely loved Grandad Ken. And normally they did lots of things together. But their favourite thing to do was to go on buses. Quite often, the two of them would get on the bus to Newcastle, and when they got there, they would go to Greg's the Baker's and buy 2 delicious hot sausage rolls, eat them, and jump back on the bus home. It couldn't be any bus though. Reilly and Grandad Ken had favourite buses. They loved double-deckers, and sometimes when the bus came, it wasn't a double-decker. They would let it go past and wait until the right bus came along. They had some lovely times riding around town. It had been ages since Riley had seen Grandad Ken. A lifetime ago or so it seemed. So long since he'd been on a bus, and he was very excited. What time were they going? Was Mum coming too? Did Grandad Ken know? But Riley didn't get any answers from Dad, as suddenly there was a knock on the door. Dad and Riley looked out of the window and saw a delivery van. Dad started acting very strange and whispered to Riley to shh and go and get ready, and that they would go really soon, but they mustn't tell Mum about the parcel. Dad opened the door, and looking over his shoulder to make sure that Mum hadn't seen him, he snatched up the packet from the step and ran upstairs. Riley was puzzled. Why wouldn't he want Mum to know? It must be a present for her, but he was sure it wasn't her birthday anytime soon. Later that day, Dad and Riley stood at the bus stop. Dad was wearing a baseball cap. Dad didn't normally wear a hat, but he said it was to keep the sun out of his eyes. Riley didn't understand this. It wasn't really that sunny, and in fact, it had got quite cloudy. Dad was being weird, thought Riley, but he didn't get a chance to think any more as from around the corner came the bus, and it was a single-decker. "I don't want to get on this one," said Riley. "Big buses are my favourite," he explained. But Dad said that he might do that with Grandad Ken, but today they needed to get on this one and get to where they were going. Riley was disappointed, but he did want to see Grandad Ken, and it did look to be a new bus, and it had no one else on it, which was really unusual. Reilly decided to get on and remember the bus number to tell Grandad. No one else got on the bus the whole journey, and some of the seats on the bus had been blocked off, so people couldn't sit too close together because of the virus. Dad said it was like having a private bus and a chauffeur. When they got off the bus, Dad thanked the driver, and then he took some special hand cleaner out of his pocket and cleaned their hands. Whilst doing this, Reilly heard a voice. "Reilly!" it said. Reilly looked around and he saw Grandad Ken standing at his front door waving. Reilly just couldn't wait, and he took off up the street, running. "Wait for me," shouted Dad, hot on his heels. Reilly flung open the garden gate. He wanted to run up to Grandad Ken and fling his arms round him and squeeze him so tight. But he knew he couldn't do that yet, and everyone had to be sensible to stay safe. "Well, now look at you," said Grandad Ken. "Reilly, I do believe you've grown 2 inches taller. There's not many people your size much bigger, is there?" he went on laughing. This was something Grandad always said. It was so nice to see him. "Hi, Grandad," said Reilly. "Hi, Grandad," said another voice. Reilly looked behind him, and it was his cousin Rosie with her dad, Uncle Stu. He didn't know they were coming too. This was turning out to be a good day. The cousins were so excited to see each other. They really missed doing stuff together. And Rosie was wearing her new Spider-Man outfit, and she looked great. "This is so lovely having you all here," said Grandad Ken. "Come on, let's get the jack chairs out." They set up the chairs in the garden, well spaced apart. Oh, it was a lovely afternoon being back together, and Grandad Ken had even some Gregg sausage rolls in his freezer for tea. "Why are you wearing a hat, Uncle Jed?" said Rosie to Reilly's dad. "I've never seen you with a hat on before." "Oh," muttered Dad. I thought it might get sunny," answered Dad. "But it's not sunny," persisted Rosie. "Oh, can I wear your hat, Uncle Jed, please?" No, sorry, Rosie, but I need it today," said Dad. "Oh, please," went on Rosie. "Not today, Rosie," said Dad very firmly. Just then, Rosie, not to be beaten, jumped up, ran over and pulled off Dad's hat, putting it on her head and laughing. "Rosie," said Uncle Stu, "don't you—" But he didn't get the chance to see anything else, as everyone was staring at Dad. Oh dear, Dad had tried to cut his hair. He'd had clippers delivered, but he didn't seem to do it properly. There were short bits, long bits, bald bits. They'd seen nothing like it, and everyone burst out laughing at poor Dad's hair. "What do you think, Reilly?" laughed Grandad Ken. Reilly took a minute to think and said, "Oh, well, I suppose it'll grow, Dad." That made everyone, including Dad, laugh again, and Reilly started laughing too. He wasn't sure what was funny, but it was lovely to laugh and joke with his family. "I'm sure Mum can fix it," said Reilly. "Oh, yes, Mum," said Dad, his face going a bit pale. "I'm sure she'll have plenty to say." And with that, they all laughed again. What a lovely day it had been in Grandad Ken's garden. That was fun, wasn't it? Maybe your mum's cut your hair, or maybe you've even tried yourself. Probably best not to, though. Well, I hope you enjoyed the story, and you join us next week, because next week's story is Reilly Goes Back to School. See you soon. Bye.